Well, 1-1, Darren. In some ways, a bit disappointing considering the possession and territory we had in the second half.
Yeah, but if you give the first goal away at this level, you give them something to cling to, and give Solihull a bit of credit. You know, they dug deep and you know, weathered a fairly hefty storm for most of the game. Really, it was pretty much all us for 90 minutes, and I'm disappointed because it was an opportunity to take 3 points, and we've played so well in previous weeks. You know, the conditions weren't great. The pitch was heavy, understandably, with the amount of rain that's come down. So, you know, conceding the goal the way we did as well, it was going away from goal. There didn't need to be a challenge made for the penalty, to be honest. So disappointing from them, but great character to come back in and you know, stuck at it when everybody thought maybe it wasn't going to be our day. And that's a great volley from Jordan Connaughton from a tight angle. It needed to be something like that, I think. On a day like this, it didn't look like we were going to get a scrap. We wanted to come from someone who'd done something a bit special, and luckily we've got players who can do that. So
I think the first thing I'd say about Solihull, that we've seen them in the past, we've played them quite regularly, but I thought they played more football than previous Solihull clubs. They weren't just reliant on strength and physicality across the pitch.
Yeah, they've set the stall out this year to try and do that. I think the two midfielders try and get the ball down and play deep and then hit diagonals and try and get it moving. They've got some lively lads up front, so we knew all this, but I just felt we weren't at it first half. And if they're honest with themselves, they know that they weren't quite at the races in the first half, and it needed some hefty words at half time just to shake a few into gear, and then, you know, everybody's disappointed because we probably should have took 3 points from that one. You know, Solihull were playing football, but we were far superior, even with the amount of players we've got missing, and the pre-match sort of incidents that went on. You know, the lads getting stuck in his car breaking down and not getting here till 2:20, whatever it was. And so there was a lot went on, and Carl going downhill previously before the game as well. So we had to make quite a few changes, but under the circumstances, as I say, it was a point in the right direction again, and keeps the unbeaten run going.
Some good performances, though, even though you could say that collectively it wasn't the best we've played. Young James Bolton, I thought, was, apart from giving the penalty away, was absolutely superb.
Yeah, for such a young lad, his composure, as we've mentioned, haven't we, in the last few weeks, he's been a real star for us this year. You know, he'll learn from a situation like that as a young player. You know, sometimes you do want to try and win the ball when it's not on, but it didn't affect his game. You know, a couple of minutes afterwards, he was head on chin a little bit, head on chest a little bit, but after that, raised himself back up, and yeah, he's got a fantastic future ahead of him. Yeah.
You'd be disappointed then to lose him. I mean, what's he got, another fortnight left, and Will Vaught's about the same. Yeah,
we're trying to do work on both of them if we can. Extend James a lot longer and talk to Tranmere about Will. It's a difficult situation that they both got talent, and other people are interested. I know that, but you know, Will wants to come and play football for us. There's no point in going back to Tranmere, I don't think. But again, that's out of my hands. We tried to speak to the manager yesterday. He didn't return calls, so we'll try again on Monday and Tuesday and try and move that one on. But with regard to James, 3 months, and then we'll have to try and maybe extend for the rest of the season, or he'll have to go back and we'll have to try and bring people in. But we've got Goose back and Dan Wordsworth, and Lee Andrews back, you know, getting close to fitness now. So, you know, we've got adequate replacement. And
a big plus to get Anthony right back playing his second full 90 minutes.
Under the circumstances of the pitch, etc. That was a tough ask for Anthony, but he's got a big heart, and he you know, you could see the last 10-15 minutes he was really having to dig deep, but that's what he's about. And you know, another 90 minutes for Dan Wordsworth as well. So overall, you know, happy with that, really. We had to dig for a point, but you know, having got the 4 points away from home last week, you know, then you know, this is a point in the right direction.
Within striking distance of the playoffs, so at this time of the season, pretty good. But you can forget all about that on Saturday because it's the FA Trophy and obviously a chance to make some money and progress.
Yeah, you know, everybody looked at it and said it was a favourable draw, but we've got to now go there and put a solid workmanlike performance in and get stuck into Ossett and the match there. Work rate and enthusiasm and tempo that we'll bring to it, and then hope that, you know, our creativity and ability will get us through. So yeah, you know, unbeaten again after today, so we're going in next week full of confidence.
Have you heard much about Ossett? You have them checked and watched and have all the info you want before next Saturday night?
Yeah, I've had someone watch them today, so you know, I'll get some feedback on that, and then you know, I think games like that, as we said with regards to the Mansfield game, it's how your 11, 16 players approach it mentally. And then if they do that and they win the battles and they win the headers and the second balls, then ability you know, we should be able to come through that tie. But it's not going to be easy. But we're going full of confidence, as I say, and we've done a bit of work on us. So fingers crossed.
And our FA Cup conquerors, Mansfield Town, just drew today, 0-0 at home to Slough. That's one to have thought, well, what might have been, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, the performance on the day was fantastic. We just didn't take our chances when we got in good areas. So you know, we've got over that one, and the next 4 performances have been really good. So full credit to the players. Yeah,
it did kick-start something, did that? You know, the way we played, although we got beat, it kick-started something, and we've really played decent in every game since.
Yeah, I think so. If you move the ball quickly in this league and you've got people who can run with pace, then you've got a chance. And you know, Joe can do that, Gareth Arnson can do that. The 2 frontmen the 2 lads up front today held the ball up really well and helped us play. So yeah, generally the last 5 or 6 weeks, I think performances have been really good. We've just now got to make sure that the football club back the squad, and if 1 or 2 loan players go, we've got to bring players in of that kind of quality again.
As manager, how good was it, the news this week that the long-running lease saga had been finally settled?
Yeah, if we can get a nice stand behind us, whoever's manager at the time when it's built eventually, then I'm sure they're going to enjoy standing in a new dugout. Listen, I'm just worried about this season, Walshy, and if the stand goes up at some point, then I think, you know, the person who really is going to be chuffed about that is Humphrey Dobie. He's worked so hard over the last few years, batted against an iron door almost to get into the council and get them to shift themselves. So, you know, at this moment in time, I'm chuffed for Humphrey, and if it goes up, you know, very shortly, then you know it'll be great for him.
The Humphrey Dobie stand.
Well, maybe, yeah. It'll cost him 20 grand if he wants to do it.
Darren, thanks very much.